things. Don't take no for an answer. If there's something you believe in and you believe in yourself, go get it, because you can't wait for somebody else. Can't wait for somebody else to believe in you.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, my biggest thing, I've been on a lot of speaking tours these last couple of years talking about it.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning.
I'm on Lake Street, yo. When you poppin' in Minnesota, you gotta go check it out. Facts, okay? We gonna be on that joint
live on motherfucking Lake Street, man. Yeah, different.
I don't know how to say it. Say it.
Yeah, buddy, live on Lake Street, the Mr. Peter Parker Show in full effect. And today, this is a very special interview. We've been waiting on this guy. I've been trying to connect with him. We link up in the streets occasionally. I see this guy out moving. Sometimes it's a mink thing, like a shawl thing with fur on it. There's colors. My man is one of the bigger local celebrities. You've seen him on TV. The incomparable, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, the Emmy award-winning Justin Sutherland. Clap in the studio, somebody, please. Clap. Wow. What an intro.
Peter, thanks for having me, brother. I've been waiting a long time for this, so thank you. Thank you.
Listen, there's a lot to talk about today. Me and you have been buddies for a long time, but to see like your maturation as a star on television, embracing it locally, it always hasn't been an easy thing.
No.
You overcame a complete fiasco last summer. And this is last summer, right?
I mean, yeah, not what, 15 months
This
ago?
is not
16 months
2 years ago. This is last summer.
summer.
Right. So we're going to touch on that.
Yep.
I have to say, first and foremost, I never saw the hardware coming in like this. No disrespect to you. This is crazy.
It's wild.
How are you feeling? You're about 4 or 5 days into the celebration.
I mean, grateful, surprised, I mean, just so many things. Still actually trying to process it. I mean, like I said, we're on day 3 off the red carpet, and I'm still looking at it. You
came in, I'm like, he's still celebrating. I can tell this is still vibe. But
Yes.
like, dude, like you won an Emmy for working with TBS, TNT. You've done this fast foodie show and these things. We were talking about catching yourself on reruns when you pop up. I cheer. What the commercial? I said, I know that guy. You know, like, are you grasping what you've accomplished at this point?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you know, when you, just like you and any of us, when you set out to do something, I mean, we always strive for greatness. I mean, we know what we're capable of.
Sure.
You know, circumstances hold, you know, certain people back, and circumstances push other people forward. So, am I surprised? Yes, only because of the company I was up against.
Talk about it, please. Who's nominated alongside you?
I mean, when I saw the nomination come through, and it was Guy Fieri, it was Andrew Zimmern, it was Emeril Lagasse, it was Ina Garten. I mean, people have been doing this their entire lives, household names, and then it said Justin Sutherland, and I was like, my name's on that list. That was good enough for me, just to get that recognition.
Yeah. Were you always gonna go? You were hell bent on going? I heard you might not go.
I mean, it was 48 hours before the Emmys I finally decided to go. I mean, you know, they don't, you know, you gotta. I mean, plane tickets are wild right now.
It's not cheap to go to Los Angeles or any of these places where you see people go. You have to fly yourself to get there. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, you fly yourself out. You get the hotel. You get accommodations. You got to eat all this, and I'm like, it's holiday season. Am I trying to drop a bag to get out there and sit in a room for 5 hours and not hear my name called? So I wasn't gonna go, and honestly, again, I got to publicly apologize to my mother because you know, mom's wanted to go, and I'm like, Mom, don't pull a dress out, don't buy a plane ticket, hotel, like save the money, like we'll come for the next one when I'm gonna win. I'm not winning this one.
Look at the lineup.
Look at the lineup.
Emeril, like come on, Guy Fieri's the man, like
So I told my mom not to come. So I'm sorry I told her not to come. I'll never doubt myself again.
Oh my God. But okay, let's backtrack a minute. A year ago, not even. Like, we're talking about. All right, so one time for the homie Jeremy Eggert. We're taking a quick break to talk about his website, Artwork by Jeremy. I know you've been really selling yourself short on the graphic design tip. We need to step up the website. We need to step up the flyers. My man has international clients. He can do all of this for you. He can make your content look fantastic, thumbnails, anything for the gram. He got you covered, okay? Stop selling yourself short. Step your life up and tap in real quick with artworkbyjeremy.com.
Peter Parker!
But okay, let's backtrack a minute. A year ago, not even. Like, we're talking about
4th of July last
4th of July of last year. Like, you were in this horrific, crazy freak accident. I remember we were at a party waiting for you to get there, and we're like, oh, what happened with Justin and them? They too turned up, like, oh, having fun? Like, we're just like, where is he? Where's he at?
Right.
Where's he at? And we found out later that you were in this incredible situation where you had fallen off the boat and you kind of got clipped. And if you want to talk about it a little bit, you were party, hanging out, fell, and you got hit by the blade.
Yeah, I mean, something that, quite literally nobody survives. I mean, bro propellers are no joke.
Pop, we're like I'm looking at a ghost. The first time I seen you, I hugged the man. I was like, this is unbelievable.
Wild, yeah. Swam face first into the propeller. Ripped my whole face off, ripped my arm up. I was legally dead for moments. In the ICU for 3 weeks, hospital for 2 months, jaw wired shut for 6 weeks. It was wild.
When it first happened, I remember we talked about it, and I was like, this is going to be like a year or two to really get him all the way back. Within 6 months, 7 months, you were really back outside, healing?
I had to be. You know me. Like you. I just can't sit there and stew over the what could have happened.
You love what you do.
I love what I do. We made it. I'm alive, so we have to make the best of it.
Wow.
And I'm not going to sit there and do woe is me. I'm going to get out there.
And to be honest, it's a little tiny thing. That's a story.
Right.
I was always told chicks dig scars. It's part of the game. Like, look good for you. That's New England stuff. I don't know. So, but listen, you survived this thing. And now to be on this side of it, does this make you, are you more of maybe more of a spiritual person through this process? How has this changed you as a person, do you think?
I'm beyond 100%. I've always been spiritual, but I don't know, there's just a level of gratitude that comes with it, and just this reflection on all the things you've experienced in your life, the people that you've met, the people you've impacted, and just so many. Just realizes every moment of your life counts. Every smile on the face you put on somebody counts. Every meal you cook counts. Every time you're on the radio, it counts.
It counts.
And all of those things just mean so much more. You wake up every day like, this could be the last. Let's freaking get it.
It is amazing. Congratulations. You've got so much good stuff going on. Restaurants in town, this Big E, hip-hop inspired egg sandwich spot over in Grand is happening.
Yep.
And I seen your face in the airport.
Yeah, wild. I spent a lot of times in airports.
But I
generally don't see my face.
That's my guy. I was like, there he is. I was keeping walking,
Right.
Wow. Talk about that spot.
Yes, Northern Soul is a concept we've been developing, different iterations. We have the Northern Soul Smokehouse up north on the Grandview Lodge. But the airport deal is huge. It's the airport. That's international traveling. People get to see it.
We have one of the better airports in the country, too. If you haven't been traveling out here, it's Minneapolis, St. Paul is beautiful.
And you don't almost realize that until you go to so many other airports.
Go to Newark.
It's wild. Yeah. Even go to Miami. You think how much money comes through the Miami airport and it looks like an Iraqi bus stop? I'm like, what are we talking about?
Crazy. No, you go to some of these places, you're like, wow, and then you come to our airport. So it's definitely an experience. Amazing. It's cool to have that in there. Is the restaurant business as difficult as we think it is? All right, so we're going to take this quick break real quick to highlight our good folks over there at the Kitchen by Baked brand inside the Global Market. They got some of the best food out here in the Twin Cities. One thing you got to know about me, I don't really go to the mainstream spots. I'm all about the little mom and pop, little neighborhood spots that have the best food. Next time you're out there at the Global Market, you got to check out the stuffed turkey leg. They got this butter sauce. We're talking about the best wings in Minnesota. It's happening right now at the Kitchen by Baked brand inside the Global Marketplace, and they're a proud sponsor of Live on Lake Street.
Peter Parker!
Is the restaurant business as difficult as we think it is?
Absolutely. Yes and no. I mean, it's one of the most difficult industries.
We hear that, and we see the restaurants come and go when you have a moment, and they go. Some people last for a long time. Right. You see your favorite spots close. How could that have closed? You think to yourself, we love that place. Right. What's the biggest challenge that you face in that industry?
I mean, just the margins. I mean, food's expensive, and when you think about an entire restaurant experience, I mean, when you go out to eat, you're just like, I'm just going to grab this plate of food. I can go to Lund's, grab a steak, cook it at home. $20 out the door. But at a restaurant, I mean, every napkin on the table, every ice cube on there, the guy who's washing the dishes, every plate that breaks, all the just so many things come into that plate of food. You're not just buying that steak. You're buying the experience and supporting all of the people that it takes in order to make that happen. So, I mean, that's challenging. It's the human issue, and I think that's what people, the consumers, had such a hard time understanding. I think post-COVID, post-pandemic, it's humanized that restaurant industry a lot more, and I think people are starting to realize how much goes into that plate of food.
One of my favorite places in town, Tinto's over in South Minneapolis, just flipped, and they're going to have a new name, and we were like, wow, how could this change? Right. But I get it. The industry evolves. They find their way through it. Hopefully they have the same style. I'll go back over it, but for sure, it's challenging, man. Props to you. Always making great food, always with the good vibes, and an outstanding accomplishment.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to the people, bro? You got any choice words for these kids? Any inspiration for a young person that's like, how did he pull this off? Like, look at this guy. Right. Like, this is an idea that you came up with. You were cooking. You got this. Now we've got this. What would you tell a kid that want to be like you?
I mean, just keep doing it. I think two things. Don't take no for an answer. If there's something you believe in and you believe in yourself, go get it, because you can't wait for somebody else. Can't wait for somebody else to believe in you.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, my biggest thing, I've been on a lot of speaking tours these last couple of years talking about it. And I think we fall into these, especially people of color, especially people of just without means. I mean, it doesn't even, not necessarily even BIPOC people. I mean, people just did not come up with the means and the opportunities and had been in the right rooms. And you look at the table of the people that have accomplished these things, and you look at it and you don't see yourself there, or you don't feel invited, or you don't feel like they're like, hey, come sit with me. And the biggest thing, and which is what I had to do, because I was never a part of the Good Old Boys Club. I was I never had a seat at that table. And finally, I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna build my own table.
Who was the person? What was the thing, like the guiding light for you that was like, I could do that? What was that little thing that because saying I'm gonna be a celebrity chef is like, it's a unique space, but it makes sense. You have a certain personality, you have a certain skill set. It really makes sense for you. What was that driving force for you?
I mean, for me, I think when you talk about the celebrity chef thing, I mean, that was never the goal. I mean, when I first opened Handsome Hog, which is going on 9 years, which is wild. I've been doing that for 9 years. That was, for me, that was the pinnacle. I mean, I had worked at some of the best restaurants in town. I was sous chef and chef de cuisine at Meritage, one of the greatest restaurants, in the city, and worked in Atlanta and all these places. And once I got to that thing, I was like, this is it. I'm going to be a chef. I'm going to own a restaurant. This is what I'm going to do. Wow. And this, it changed when Food Network called and said, hey, do you want to compete on Iron Chef? And I didn't even believe them. I remember I hung up on them. I tell this story all the time. I hung up on them when they called, and they're like, hey, this is a producer from Food Network. We followed your career. Do you want to be an Iron Chef? I was like, I don't got time for this. I thought someone was punking me.
It's a joke?
It's a joke. And they called back. They're like, no, we're serious. And, went with no aspirations of winning, just being in that room with your idols, and coming out winning that, and that just kind of spiraled the television and that stuff. And
man, I know you got a great family. I know they're very proud of you. A lot of brothers. You got a great father. Everybody's so cool that I've met. And it's cool to see you guys doing your thing in town. Hybrid Nation, restaurants, making Minnesota a better place. Really, you guys are really do a good job, man.
I appreciate that. I mean, that's definitely what we strive to do, is just be a part of making it better.
And I need to get one of them, man. I don't know how it's gonna happen. Imagine this, Chief, live on Lake Street, daytime Emmy. We take the chip from Sutherland. It's over, right? We got it.
We have to build a trophy case over here.
Anything is possible. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Yeah.
Love it.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. It is wild.
Awesome, man.
No, I was just going to say one of the funniest things I didn't say up there in my speech was I remember I was doing an interview like this. It was a podcast. Can't remember who it was. And someone came at me and they said, asked if I was upset that I had never, been offered a James Beard Award, which is, that's the Emmys of cooking in the food world.
Yeah.
And dead ass, I said, you know what? A James Beard was never the goal. I'm trying to win an Emmy.
Wow. So you kind of manifested
this.
Wow. So, and were you just saying that, or did you really feel that?
I really felt that. I feel like I'd done my thing in the food space.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. I wasn't, my food is fantastic, and I'm not. There's certain people I'm not going to compete
you're
with
good, bro. Yeah.
In the food space, but I knew that I wanted to tell stories, and I wanted to tell them on television, and I wanted to open that world. And for me, that was an Emmy.
Do you think the power of positive thought and manifestation had a play in your success?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, what you put out there in the world, you get back 100%. And, it doesn't always come right away. It doesn't even come even in the forms that you want it to come in.
Right.
But, what you put out there and what you manifest.
If you believe it, though, you have to really believe it's there for you. Yeah.
Absolutely. We believe this.
And you told it, too, on the thing. Okay. Congratulations. All right, that's it. You just saw Live on Lake Street with my man, Justin Sutherland. My name is Mr. Peter Parker, representing those heavy hitters. Shout out to Southside Chief. And a belated happy birthday, too. So, we out here, man.
Happy
Shout out to my
birthday, King.
man. That's it. We here, man.
It
Let's
ain't
go.
that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning.
Yep. I'm on Lake Street, when you popping in Minnesota, you gotta go check it out. Facts, okay? We gonna be on that joint.
Live on motherfucking Lake Street, man. It's different.
I don't know how to say it. Say it.